Why not? We don't have anything to
Go
talk about
live.
anyhow.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't know what the show topic is going to be. We don't know nothing. Somebody might want to grab the link, though, and start putting it places.
We have a link?
You go to YouTube and find it.
Oh.
Share. Copy video link. Telegram. Oh, I don't know why people don't just join the Discord and come talk to us.
Probably camera shy.
Public.
Well, see, I go to grab the link and you're already doing it, so.
Can't help it, you're slow, Moss. Slow.
Old!
That's not an excuse. Should still be picking up heavy things.
It's worked so far. Oh, boy.
I had to put my elbow brace on to keep lifting heavy things today. And usually it's on the other arm, but it's this one that's messed up this week.
I would have to put my robot body on to lift heavy things.
Start building one. Why haven't you built your own exoskeleton if this is such a problem for you, Moss?
Because the joints don't work. The exoskeleton is not the strength is not the big thing. The joints are.
Well, the exoskeleton would prevent you from putting pressure on your joints, and so you'd be fine.
I'd still be moving them. They hurt just moving. And that's why I need a whole body transplant. Just take this feeble brain and stick it into a mech or something.
I'd be okay with that too.
President Biden touched the continent for COVID again.
Again?
I'd be happy with an Asimo.
Oh, so do we have a topic? The penetration testing tools?
Thought that's what Bill was doing.
There's 3 of us here, Clayton. Why don't you join us? Jump on the Discord. Bill will be back eventually. We don't know what the heck happened to Norbert or Nishant. Need to get Tony on here. Somebody ping Tony. Is Tony online?
I do not know, but I am. Oh, no, he is not. I went over to Distro Hoppers and he's ghosted there. I'm the only one online there. Well, I pinged him, but if he's not going to be online, then it won't help.
Yeah, it's too hot for that stuff, Clayton. Take a break. It's the middle of the day. The sun is going to eat you alive. Work at night.
Well, if we don't have something to talk about, I will fall asleep momentarily.
Well, what have you been working on this week?
New keyboard, new UPS. That's not work. That's just Get the thing in and plug it in.
I converted my daughter to Linux today.
Nice.
Well, I didn't give her a whole lot of choice. I had Linux USB sticks available, and her hard drive died in her laptop. So I replaced it with an SSD, since I had, an SSD lying around, of course. And all I had was Linux USB sticks. So
You will run Linux and you will love it. We have ways of making and doing these things.
exactly. So she's running Linux right now, and it's not like it's the first time she's run Linux. She's had Linux on her machines before. But I'm gonna leave her running that laptop for a little while, and then I have another laptop. I think I might give her either that or there's some tablets.
Respawn, that was my bad West German accent as evidenced in a number of really bad American-made World War II movies.
Huh?
Should we use the Windows machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have ways of making and doing these things.
I could
Do you
just
want
download
to take a
Windows.
ride in my little tank
Does it go right on?
Mmm.
from the series Hello Hello?
I do not know that series.
That's old series, like from the 90s. It's like based on World War II in France.
Mmm.
Oh, and then let's
Have
see.
you seen Hogan's Heroes?
Hogan's Heroes is
Yeah.
awesome.
They have like
nothing.
in Hello Hello they have like a cop. He's British and he's like pretending to speak French. He was like, "Good morning."
By the way, absolutely nobody is using our MeWe channel.
Yeah, even us. We're not using our MeWe channel.
Well, I'm posting my videos to it in case there's anyone looking in from time to time. My podcasts. But it's not doing any good. We might as well close the thing.
Yeah. And then
There is good activity on MeWe. It's just not in that channel.
then yesterday, while on the Linux Lugcast, the Blue Moon show, I sat down and designed my next iteration of the Bluetooth devices that I've been making. So like this one here, and then another iteration of this, where I'm going to get rid of the casing and use different buttons, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work because I'm going to wire the buttons to the proper connections instead of having them directly on the board. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then it'll have like this one has a 120 mAh battery, and that lasts a good long time. But I'm going to be using a 200 mAh battery.
So see these neat new headphones somebody sent me?
Oh, the Sennheisers? How you liking the Sennheisers?
Well, they're just a tad more comfortable than the cost, but that meant I could give the cost to my wife, and she's enjoying those. She's tired of sticking things in her ears.
And did you replace the ear cups on the cost?
Yes, I did.
I thought those were the right size.
Yeah, they do unscrew a bit, so it's easier to tuck the stuff in. But then you have to screw it back down through the fabric.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have made them more comfortable, but I think the Sennheisers probably sound a lot better than the cost.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm not an audiophile. But they're a tiny bit more comfortable. And what the hell? They're Sennheisers.
Yeah.
Those Casas are probably 20 years old by now.
Oh, yeah. I got those Sennheisers in a box of junk headphones that I bought, and the only thing wrong with them was the cable was messed up, and it's a detachable cable.
Yeah. Well, to buy these on Amazon is about $179 right now. And they say for $169 they can get Audio Technicas that are better.
Yeah, the ATH-M50X, ATH, yeah.
But
M50X.
considering these are
I,
great, why do I care? Free is better.
if you really want the Audio Technicas, I've got some 40s, I've got some 50s, I've got some 30s. I think I got some 20s over there too. The 20s aren't as good, but the 40s and 50s are pretty nice. But yeah, they're in a pile over there, and they do sound pretty good.
Well, these sound pretty good, and I'm happy.
But I think the Sennheisers are more comfortable than the Audio Technicas, especially if you're planning on wearing them for an hour or 3.
Well, I have been looking at getting sound dampening headphones because of my autism. I never actually looked into autistic, uh, things that you do as an autistic person to try and cope, because I've always tried to treat myself as a non-autistic person, even though I knew I was. But the doctors didn't, and so I couldn't ask them for this modification or that. Modification is not the word. My brain is gone
Actually,
again.
modification is the word.
No.
It actually
Um,
is.
well, it's not the word I'm looking for.
Compensation?
You're closer. Anyhow,
Oh. Well, I really like these headphones. But that's just because I can use them wirelessly. And they have their own USB dongle, so you don't get a lot of the issues that you get with Bluetooth. So the 2.4, 2.5 gigahertz range, whatever it is. And it works really well. And the sound is really good. Sometimes because it's Razer, um, the bass is overblown, and there's no real way to adjust it unless you do it on your computer side. But all in all, it's a worthwhile headset. And I even have backups just in case. It's just I don't have a whole nother working set because the USB dongle is hard to get and expensive. If I got another USB dongle, I would have. Actually, I should buy another USB dongle anyway. That way I have a set for my computer inside and a set for out here. It's like $30 for the USB dongle. And then I gotta load up Windows in order to pair the two. And I also have a regular pair of Razer Nars. And then I have everything I would need to like build another set beyond that. I like the headset.
see, it's not a modification because I'm not modifying me.
But you're making a modification to your environment.
Well, that's true, but there's a better word for it,
Jackie,
and I'm looking for it.
Jackie will know. She deals with this stuff like all the time. Like our kids have modifications for how they get taught because they have specific special education. He's looking for a word that isn't modification, but for something that he does to compensate for his accommodation.
That is one, yeah.
You can ask for accommodations.
But that's somebody else doing something for you, I think, instead of you doing something.
It's anything that if you needed to get around your disability, it's called an accommodation.
She says it's called an accommodation.
Well, I hear that, but I have heard another word. But they're all big words, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a word for coping mechanism, but
Oh, this print is almost done, but it's been almost done for like an hour. Granted, it is a 20-hour print.
yeah.
And then the next print I want to do is only like a 45-minute print. It's really annoying. Like I said, I suppose I could start taking stuff apart and soldering stuff up. Just have to figure out where I put things when I was cleaning. Up there. Brand new in the box. And I'm about to take it apart and take most of the components off it. And the nice thing about this current iteration that I'm doing is that it should work with other models as long as they're a similar size. They don't have to be exactly perfect in the dimensions. So when I go to Five and Below and they have them on sale for like $3 and a quarter, I have one over here, then I can pick them up for less than the, I think, almost $4 a piece that I paid for these. And I get a USB cable. Your tips. So, Moss, what else have you been up to?
No good. I've been trying to get ready for school by rearranging my sleep schedule, and that's not working.
Always a difficult one. I found the easiest way to completely rotate my sleep schedule is to basically stay up for like 36 hours. It's not good for you. With massive doses of caffeine and then, you know, pass out.
Caffeine is horrific for me, Joe.
Yeah,
That's
caffeine
why I'm
doesn't.
drinking this all the time.
Caffeine doesn't do as much for me as it used to. That's for sure.
Well, considering I'm drinking gallons a day, or at least half gallons a day.
Yeah.
You get sort of inured to it. There's a good word.
Alright, so there's what I'm working with. I gotta try and connect to those tiny, tiny little corners. Let's see.
I just found some good noise canceling headphones for only $18 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Cool. When I was looking before, they were just trying to give me headphones and saying, well, these cancel the outside noise so you can hear the music better. I'm going, I'm not looking to hear the music better. I'm looking to hear the nothing better.
Yeah. So you want active noise canceling?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I understand that there are some that probably come with white noise built in.
Well, no. It's not white noise or anything like that. The active noise canceling has microphones that listen to the sounds around you and then create an inverse of that noise, so that noise is canceled.
Well, let's see here.
So that way you're only hearing the things that you're actually wanting to hear.
Going into general, this is what I just found. Paste.
Sorry, I'm heating up the soldering iron.
Did you see the new pine sill?
I did, but you know, it's not much of an improvement over the old pine sill. It just has Bluetooth.
Yeah, what do you use Bluetooth for on a soldering iron?
Basically, you know, so you can see the temperature and things like that on your computer.
Okay.
And it could be useful, like if you're a podcaster and you want the temperature that you're using up on the screen to give people a visual. Okay, now this style of noise canceling, it's not really noise canceling, it's noise isolating. But there's nothing wrong with that.
It's good enough for me, and it's only $18.
But it's not actually a headset.
I know. I keep getting headsets that are noise canceling.
And you just want
headphones. Earmuffs, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, ear protection, hearing protection, and they are earmuffs. It does say that right there.
Well, you know the way these descriptions go, they could say 500 million things on them these days. Just look at a digital watch on Wish.com.
Right. It's a smart watch. It always knows the time.
Well, I obviously put on the show notes Mint 21 is out. Even though it isn't, it will be by the time we do the show.
Okay, I haven't looked at the show notes. We kind of need to talk to Bill to see how he's doing on the pen testing stuff, and if I need to do anything for the pen testing stuff. If Moss needs to do anything for the pen testing stuff.
Moss never does anything for pen testing stuff. What do you mean? The only pen testing Moss does is he gets a new pen and tries to see if it writes. Sign me out? Why did it sign me out? I didn't do nothing to sign out. Google hates me.
Let's see if I can do this without giving myself second or third degree burns. Blam! Step 1 complete. And that worked, and now I need to get my really tiny tweezers. And verify the connections.
The largest sale of stolen data ever. And it's all Chinese data.
Classics.
23 terabytes being offered for $200,000 or 166,000 pounds.
Don't die, Moss. At least not until after the show.
I am not dying. I am little tiny bit sick because my wife was a lot sick and it seems to have rubbed off a little bit.
Yep, it happens.
But I am doing mitigations.
I had
That might have been
COVID.
the word I was looking for, Joe.
Huh?
That might have been the word I was looking for.
Mitigations. I told you.
No, you didn't.
I had COVID, so I was in bed for 7 days.
Well, I have tested negative for COVID. 2 days ago, I should maybe check it again just in case.
I don't know if you
I
can.
can't get my wife to open the damn package and test herself.
Can you even see how thin that wire is?
It's ultra thin.
Not on the screen I'm looking at. Let me see. Yeah, that's a thin wire. You're using your hairs now, are you?
Yeah, more or less.
I tested on the pharmacy test. It was positive, and after that I went to the clinic and tested it. On the quick test, it was positive too.
Yeah, well, I have not yet tested positive. I've had 4 shots so far, Moderna, and the statistics so far say that Moderna is slightly better than Pfizer for 3 shots of each.
Yeah, I had that AstraZeneca stuff.
That stuff was the more dangerous, and although it wasn't very dangerous, it is to the people it was dangerous to, but I don't think it tested as well either. But yeah, I got Moderna.
I'm young, I can handle it.
I'm old. Yeah, my theme song is turned into Touch of Grey by the Grateful Dead. I can almost see that the focus is shit.
Yeah, well, webcam.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks about like a guitar string.
I would say it's about a tenth as thick as a guitar string.
Depends on what guitar string. An octave G on a 12 string is pretty thin.
This is
And you...
literally the width of a human hair.
Uh-huh. What's the gauge? Oh boy. Falling asleep here, people. Okay, 392 is up, Joe. Norbert put it up.
Well, that's great because 391.5 isn't.
Ah. Norbert says, sorry for not being active for a while. After a few months of not getting enough sleep, I started sleeping 9+ hours a day a week ago and ended up feeling really fatigued. I assume it's my body trying to get used to actually resting.
Damn. Today I started watching some documentary on Netflix about Cecil Hotel in LA.
Okay, Bill says 391.5 is up.
Yeah. Next. Oh my god, this wire is just so small. I don't need eyeballs.
Hale, our county commissioner, is going after Josh Murray, his opponent,
Mm-hmm.
because he's a combat veteran, and he says, I heard he's got really messed up from repeated deployments and may not have the mental capability to handle.
Yeah, well, tell that guy to take a. Oh, I'm broadcasting. I can't say such things. People don't realize that taking care of our veterans is a cost of war.
Yeah, I know that. And
you know that. I know that. Most people are like,
Republican senators that voted against it voted for it 6 months ago.
Oh, we're talking about something else, but I do know what you're talking about.
The fire pits, the treatment for the guys who are around those open pits.
Yeah, well, I was around those open pits, so.
Well, they voted for it. The House looked at it. They added one tiny little provision, and the Senate voted against it. Or at least most of the Republican senators voted against it.
There, I switched cameras. So y'all can see what I'm working on.
You support Josh Murray?
Hmm?
The
Joe,
Democratic.
here's what I was talking about in general.
Oh, I know. I know what you were talking about with the burn pit stuff, Moss.
I
I've
know.
seen that stuff before.
I got
Yep. Go Republicans.
image that's not about that per se.
My hands are a little busy. Oh, this is so tiny.
That image does not want to come up no matter what. Oh my.
Murray was an SSG.
Holy crap, that's tiny.
Huh. Now you're having something lock up on me. How sweet. I've got a file save window that will not close.
Don't do that.
What?
That button shorted out.
Oh.
Damn.
It's fine. It just means I gotta do something.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, Mint is not treating me well today. I have been, the last month or so, I've had an occasional glitch where I had to just reboot, and it looks like I'm at that again. I'm going to log out.
I'm already planning the clean install when Mint 21 comes out.
What's it on right now? 20.3?
Yep.
Yep.
Welcome, Norbert.
I'm back, Joe. Norbert's gone.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
like I
just
say, I've
hanging.
been having some Linux Mint glitches, which I've never had before. And I'm just trying to, instead of reporting them and trying to get them to fix it, I'm just waiting for 21 to come out.
I don't know, I did lots of stuff to Mint 21 and it's still working. I tried to fix that issue when you try to stream something on Discord, there's no sound.
Aha.
The classics, you go to the settings and it just says you won't have any sound on the video.
Well, we can always go to Video Ninja.
Yep. Welcome back, Norbert.
Microphone check 1 2 3. Barco.
We hear you.
Hello.
I am still at the testing phase here. I should be setting up the next print. I will do that in a few minutes. I need a button. Where's the button?
Everything Majory, Taylor, Green, Blames, Monkey Talks, and Gay Sex Orgies, I will be here to remind everyone that you cheated on her husband with a bunch of guys from her CrossFit gym.
You're a stat, Norbert.
I
Sorry?
need a map.
Well, I probably also won't be sticking around because my time zone has finally caught up to me, and it's 9:30, and it's actually around when I went to bed yesterday. So I think it will be a couple of more days until I actually feel rested.
Yeah, you accumulated too much stress and everything.
No, basically not having getting enough sleep for a couple of months, then started sleeping 8+ hours a week ago, and I feel very fatigued and tired during the day. I assume it's my body not trying to get used to actually getting enough rest, and so it's not just you won't feel rested after sleeping enough for like 3 or 4 days.
Damn.
Yeah, ketchup is a pain, but it depends on which brand.
I like G Hughes.
Maybe I should expand my horizons. I usually just get Heinz.
Well, we've been using Sir Kensington's lately.
I'm not even sure if we have those brands here.
Nope, probably not.
If you have Amazon, you have those brands.
Yeah. But we have a couple local brands, Hungarian brands. So
Yeah, it is a fairly new brand, but it seems to have gotten rapid adoption, including showing up at a lot of Walmarts.
yeah, I don't think I've ever actually ordered food stuffs from either Amazon or eBay.
Yeah, don't
Just,
order food stuff from eBay.
I mean, fair,
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
That would be very interesting.
Used food, yes.
Well, no, you. I don't
Open
think.
open box, yeah.
You get it in an
Yeah,
open
but
box.
eBay isn't just used stuff. I
Yeah, you can
usually
get
just.
new stuff there too, but what's the
I
statistical probability that if you order
Yeah.
food on eBay that it's going to be within its, use by date?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
saying.
I mostly get new stuff from eBay. For example, there's Ugreen, the brand. They used to have even the cable is Ugreen. They used to have an official store on eBay for stuff like cables and uh, a bunch of tech stuff. Now it's gone, but they used to have very fast free shipping. So I mostly get tech stuff from eBay. And
There's
when
a
I
link
do,
in our
where
in general.
The other day, my dad wanted to like order from
Oh, I
Wish
don't know.
like 100 kilograms. I was like, don't do that. That's garbage, probably.
the other day I saw ketchup in the local store, which used the original spelling.
Catsup.
CATSUP. Yeah,
Catsup's not ketchup.
ketchup. Yeah, I was wondering about the S.
Yeah, well, it gets mispronounced so much that they started actually using it. Besides which, someone might have a trademark on catsup.
Could
So it's
be.
like champagne.
I've never known cats to eat the stuff either.
Ketchup.
No, it just cats saying sup to each other.
Yeah.
You're wondering what the cats are up to?
Cats up in the tree.
Exactly. Or snoring somewhere.
That's stupid. That tree doesn't need any tomato paste. All right, enough of that.
Come on.
What are you trying to get to live, Joe?
Wires.
Get to live.
Joe is getting wired.
I think I see a better way.
That's connected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. So now, test from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you have to spend $150 to get a new key for your car. And if you bought a key fob, they'd charge you more for programming it.
One time I was working in a car wash and the key just fell apart in my hands. I was like panically looking for the chip for the with the code on the floor. But I found every part, so it's okay. That went well.
Okay. Get some Gorilla Glue to put that thing back together.
I actually haven't been to my desktop this past week. While I was very tired. I was using my laptop, but I also forgot to turn off my computer, so it was just in suspend mode. And today I turned it on, and I looked at the uptime. It was 7 days plus.
Still had any battery?
The desktop.
Oh well. Yeah, I have a tendency to leave my toaster on even when I turn my computer off. It's got its own power button.
Is that a car remote?
Hmm?
Bluetooth
What are you
device.
working on, Joe?
Bluetooth device, that's all. Yes. Oh,
We have power.
The power is on.
means the switch that I wired in to the old switch, well, which just came off, it will work on that long wire.
What will the Bluetooth device do when it...
Well, it'll be a Bluetooth device when I'm done with it.
Ah.
But it'll just be differently shaped with a larger battery and a different headphone connector.
Oh, so it's like one of these, like, this is a Sony handset.
Yeah, I
But I
can't really
had-
look at what you're doing right this second, so...
Oh.
I understand that you're trying to show me something.
But I was using this huge brick of a phone.
He can't look right now, Norbert.
Sorry. Okay, so basically Sony was making these handsets. It's like a little, well, it's about the size of a lighter. And yeah, so it's just you pair it with your phone and you plug your headphones in it. But it
Yeah.
also has speakers, so you could answer a call like this.
Similar.
So I didn't have to put this huge brick up to my face.
That's the idea. Is it connected? Ooh, it's connected, and it's solid. Now we test the button again.
Each day I can feel my accent shifting from being a bad imitation of a British accent to being a bad imitation of an American accent. I blame you all. I blame y'all for that.
Y'all, that's right.
Y'all,
Texas accent.
Y'all, yeah. Maybe I need to watch some
Y'all.
more Doctor Who. I remember almost 10 years ago when I started watching Doctor Who and...
Turn it on.
Yeah.
No, the wires are still connected there. Wires are still connected there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where did it come disconnected? Still connected there. Still connected there.
Schlemiel, Schlemagle, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated.
You were saying about your accent?
No, I was saying that when I started watching Doctor Who 10 years ago, I found the British accent unusual, but I was watching it almost exclusively for a couple of months. And when I went on YouTube, I started watching a video where someone was speaking with an American accent. Then the American accent started sounding odd to me because I got so used to the British accent at the time. So...
My accent, it depends on the day.
Mine too. I grew up in too many different places to have a single accent.
Have you heard John Barrowman speaking with his native Scottish accent? There's a couple of videos.
Didn't hear that one.
John Barrowman,
I know
he's an
who John
actor.
Barrowman
Yeah,
is.
so he's from Scotland, and when his family moved to the US, he was bullied for his Scottish accent, so he learned to speak with an American accent, and uh, he basically just speaks with the American accent all the time. But when he's with his family, he said he has to speak with a Scottish accent. And there's a couple of videos with him using a Scottish accent, and it's almost uncanny.
In Scotland, when you go more north, you need a translator. Because they have such a thick accent, so it's
Yeah,
totally bad.
quite like the Scottish accents.
Scottish accent reminds me of all the characters by Mike Myers.
No, no.
Are we losing the patient?
We are indeed losing the patient because I just pushed off a cat.
Damn.
And I haven't worked with this thin of wire that often before. So this is new for me.
That's why I don't solder, because I have no patience for that.
I've got the patience for it. Just don't know if I got steady enough hands. Something this delicate and small.
The last time I needed to solder something, I got my nephew to solder it.
Let's hope that cap is actually touching on both sides. Can you guys even see anymore? No, because I'm using the magnifying glass.
Nope.
Joe, the man who went from soldiering to soldering.
Going from killing it to killing it.
Which way around?
From killing them to killing it. My mute key just stopped working. Yay.
I went from murdering to slaying.
I don't see any horses. Why did my mute key stop working? Stupid keyboard.
The universe just wants you to share your thoughts.
No.
Camera's gonna have to get out of my way for a minute.
So, what will this Bluetooth device do if it makes it?
Work like a normal Bluetooth device.
Serving where?
On my shirt.
So it is like a handset.
Ah, come on. Look at. Oh, lose it. How tiny that cap is. Can you even see it? It is all my tweezers.
Yeah, it's stuck to one side of the tweezers.
Yep. Look how tiny that cap is, and it goes right there.
And now it's working again. Would be.
What's working again? Not this thing.
My mute button.
I just lost that cap.
Yeah, my mute button stopped working, and I opened up the key configs, and it was still there, and it started working again.
Is anyone here big on Lord of the Rings?
No.
I've only watched the trilogy once, 10 years ago. And then I watched the Hobbit movies in theater. I didn't like the Hobbit movies as much as I did the original trilogy. And now
Well,
I found a website.
Considering they had to compress so much to get the original trilogy, and they had to expand so much to get that.
Yeah. Well, there's a website called fanedits.org where people publish their re-edits of movies. And there are a couple of fan edits of The Hobbit, which basically just take the three movies, stitch them together, and like throw half of the scenes out that are not relevant in order to make them more faithful to the books. So I decided if I'm going to rewatch I want to rewatch the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings before the series, the prequel series is coming to Amazon Prime this September. I think it is said to be the most expensive TV show to date. So I thought if I'm going to... Is that a bill? It's indeed a bill. He's sitting there on Capitol Hill.
Somebody stop this kid, he's on fire.
No, I'm the opposite of that. I'm falling asleep. Well, now I seem to have...
Well, yeah, but if you fall asleep and you're on fire, then it'll take that.
You're dead. You're just dead. So I'm running test disk on this thing. This is a 4 terabyte hard drive. And what he did was he had a bunch of stuff. He never formatted it. He just bought it, and he put like over a terabyte worth of video and audio stuff on it. And then he went to go and reformat a thumb drive and accidentally reformatted this thing.
Who did?
A friend of mine brought me this what is this, Western Digital My Book? Yeah. And I'm running test disk right now to see what I can get off of it.
Is it NTFS?
I'm sure it was, but now it's exFAT.
Mm.
I think he accidentally formatted exFAT on top of it, and so now I'm running test disk to see if I can get the files that he formatted. But I wasn't thinking that you don't actually get the original file names back when you do that.
Well, this happened to me once when my brother actually accidentally formatted my internal hard drive, the D partition, but he formatted NTFS on top of NTFS, and I don't remember what I used, but I could get all the files back.
Yeah.
But
If
that was like 10 years ago.
If I can't get, I mean, I've still got a Windows partition on this machine. If I can't get FOSS tools to work really well, I'll probably switch to some
To the dark
dodgy
side.
Windows program to try it. Because there only seemed to be like 3 different things in the repos that you could use. What are you doing, Joe?
Something way too delicate, and I just lost it again.
Saving a life of a Bluetooth device.
Yeah, that looks crazy. I've got one of these lights for doing that, but it just sits here like this, like a desk light.
What's that?
There's
Complaining about my keyboard?
I like that keyboard.
I just got a new keyboard. It looks just like the old one, but it doesn't feel like the old one.
I was hoping Thacker would be on here, because I was going to complain a little bit about the audio on last week's show. He must have had his headphones cranked up, because there's literally an echo every time anybody else speaks on his track.
Well, I think I pissed Josh off, and I did not mean to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a joke. I do that kind of joke all the time.
He did take that a little personal, didn't he?
What?
He sure did.
I
don't even remember what Josh said.
It was a segregation joke. He was talking about keeping things segregated from each other.
Let's lighten things up and talk about segregation.
Yeah.
When we get done with that, we'll move on to abortion.
I said, "Are you calling so and so a segregationist?" And he thought he literally thought I was saying a racial segregationist, and I did not say the word racial or mean it.
We already covered abortions 4 weeks ago.
Let's never do that again.
We can't go downhill from there, can we?
Oh, man. I hope not. I'm sure they'll find something to aim all of our wrath towards each other at. No, but I've started 382, and I got them all lined up, and then I did all the other work, and then I noticed the echo, so I started going through the whole thing because he does turn his mic on and off, and there's an audible click every time he turns his mic on. And so I was going through this thing every single time he turned his mic on and removing those waveforms where the echo is. And then I got to the end, and I don't know, I must have screwed up and hit the clip button somewhere along the line, because the alignment was way off by the end of the... So I've started...
Sometimes it happens to me as well, and I have no idea why.
I need to take that button off of there when I'm not using it, but Audacity doesn't give you a lot of...
Well, you can use Control-L to just silence it instead of...
Yeah, I know, but I got the one thing in this hand and my mouse in the other hand, and I want to just like quick bang bang, especially when there's a lot of it to go through.
Are you hearing what you're saying, Bill?
What's that?
Something about your hands and bang bang.
Yeah.
And being quick.
Yeah, I thought.
You know what? You only got so many hours in the day, man. You gotta get in there and grab a hold and get it done. This ain't no fashion show. Why'd I say that? I realized it wasn't going to work before I said it, and I said it anyway. There you go. Jeez.
Oh no.
Come on, Joe, get it!
Let's
I will
do it.
turn you guys off.
Well, leave your clothes on, or you really will.
Oh. Yeah. Let's see that manly chest.
I'm
Joe's
not
a
that
dentist.
kind of boy.
Mercy.
Joe's a dentist operating on Bluetooth.
Almost worked, Norbert.
Yeah.
Dentists usually use silver or gold.
Well, in what century?
They use, yeah, right. They use platinum nowadays, and they're not platinum, porcelain nowadays.
They're still using silver, but yeah, it's okay. They're using plastic these days. What do you think these things are?
Tell us again how much you enjoy doing this stuff, Joe.
Quite a lot.
He enjoys it when it works. So it's as if it's almost like when my brother plays FIFA. FIFA players can rage really intensively, but when they win, they're happy.
And you better be happy too.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
My last trip to the liquor store, I got both the peanut butter and the blackberry bird dog.
I have not been to the liquor store
They've
in
got
a
like
couple weeks.
9 or 10
Any
flavors
of my
of that
precision
stuff.
tweezers.
Can't reach
Black
them,
case. Yep, that one.
I'm trying.
I was talking to the pretty one.
Ha ha ha.
Joe. Oh, that's you, Norbert.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Joe.
There's a reason.
The pretty one with the long hair.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah, Moss. It's all you.
Like Nico McBrain from Iron Maiden said, I'm the prettiest one in the band. I'm hiding behind these big drums.
I heard somebody else say something like that. It was a drummer. So, okay, next show starts the pen testing series, right?
That's the theory, if you got it.
Well, I've got Kali installed,
Huh?
and it is staggering, the amount of stuff's on it. I don't know how much I'm going to have to... Leo gave a few useful pointers.
Cover it all, you got all show.
Yeah, it's extremely hot. And I keep losing pieces.
Sometimes you get the elevator, sometimes you get the shaft.
Sometimes you get the mine, sometimes you get the shaft.
I'm not going down a mine.
Yeah, we're not even playing Minecraft.
Kids upstairs might be playing that.
I play
Boys,
Minecraft
you can
sometimes.
stop meowing anytime you want. They can't hear you on the microphone, but I can.
Well, you're the one it's meant for. 69% on the test disc. I have no idea what I'm going to be able to do.
That's nice.
This is literally like 13 years of church sermons and services saved on this hard drive. So you know what my first question was, right?
Do you really need
Why?
it? Are you ever planning on listening to any of them ever again?
Probably not. My first question was, where's your backup?
Backup?
You know, I got the usual answer. Well, you know, I was going to, but I never got around to doing it. I guess I'll do that now. Yeah, I'll fix the barn door after the horses come home.
Yeah.
I said, I might be able to get your data, but you've got you've got several months of hard work renaming all these files ahead of you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to deny it. I only took proper steps toward having proper backups a couple of weeks ago. I will have to buy some more hard drives for it.
I've got an external one for backing up the Jellyfin server, but I only do it because it's CFS, it's easy, but I don't do it as often as I should.
Well, I keep all my data backed up, but I don't really back up my distros. I really should, because if I got out RescueZilla and made a copy, I'd have the way it was, including all my apps.
All right.
I found that you can just create like when you flash an ISO to a drive, you can do the opposite, but not only for the entire drive. You can just create an IMG file from a partition. So when I had Gen 2 for my laptop for a few weeks and I decided to get rid of it because it was taking too much time, I wiped the partition, but first I created a backup, that IMG file. So it's like I put the partition on a virtual shelf. So whenever I feel like tinkering with it again, I can just reload the image to the disk.
Well, RescueZilla makes an ISO from a partition or a disk or however much you want to make it.
Where the heck is RescueZilla? Is that part of something else? Because I can't.
It's a graphical interface with additions on top of CloneZilla.
So it comes with CloneZilla?
No, you have to get RescueZilla.
Because it's not in the App Store.
Okay. Well, it's basically a distro.
Yep.
Not
Lovely.
Yeah, I haven't used CloneZilla, but I used RescueZilla when I moved laptops.
Well, what is the software you're using on RescueZilla to?
RescueZilla is the tool, the name of the tool itself, I think.
Yeah, you can save it on the same drive or a different drive or a junk drive or whatever you want to save it on. It just saves the ISO wherever you tell it to save it.
So is RescueZilla a fork of CloneZilla?
I don't know if they consider it a fork. Let me go look it up.
Because it's not in the doggone software center, right? Let me see if the Synaptic's got it.
What's the difference between the two?
Well, CloneZilla will...
disk cloning and imaging, RescueZilla, CloneZilla GUI. RescueZilla is the CloneZilla GUI that you might have been looking for. RescueZilla is more than a CloneZilla GUI.
Oh, okay. So CloneZilla is just a terminal thing.
RescueZilla makes it easy to use.
Okay.
You download and burn, then restart your PC. Click to back up a disk or shared network folder, and recover from drive crashes and viruses in minutes.
Woohoo! Well, it's not in the repos either.
It's a distro, not an app.
It's a distro, not an app. It's an image.
RescueZilla.com.
So it's something I've got to boot into.
Yeah, you just use it from the live system. What repos are you looking in? Mint or Arch?
Latest version is 2.3.1.
Well, the software center on Mint, but then I looked on Synaptic as well. I'm gonna download it, and then if I can't get test disk to do what I want it to do, I'll just.
Do we have a topic for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting the.
Kali.
Well, it's a pen testing distribution, like a series. After that, Moss is going to do one on Pen 2.
No, Moss is not.
Moss is going to go ahead and do that one on Pen 2, and then if you want, you can do Black Arch
Moss
or
is
something.
going to miss that show.
So is next week going to be all Kali, or is everyone bringing a different distro?
I guess I'm doing Kali next week, and then the next show will be Moss with Pen 2, and
you keep saying that, Bill.
And then after that, if you want, you can do Black Arch.
Wait, so multiple shows of just pen testing distros?
Sure, why not?
Why?
Why not?
Like I said, the only pen.
Well, do you have an idea?
Buy a new pen.
You weren't here to provide ideas last time, so we just went ahead and fixed something.
You're usually the idea guy, and you weren't here.
Yeah, but you're saying you just picked this idea for the next 2 or 3.
Well,
Right.
that,
Sure.
he's
However long.
ordered to do the next show with Blackheart.
But I'm not really interested in any of the pen testing security distros.
I'm not
Nor
either.
am I, but Bill keeps saying it.
I'm not interested in Kali. I don't want people using them, and I'm gonna make that abundantly clear when I'm.
Why don't you want people using them?
Because there are these one thing about it, and I don't know enough about it to explain why, but there are vulnerabilities with these because of the tooling it's got. Some of the tooling it's got to do penetration testing leaves you vulnerable to certain types of attacks. And that's going to be one thing, that's probably going to be the first thing I'm going to talk about.
I'm cool with that. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah. In fact, they even tell you don't use this as your daily driver.
Alright, I am going to have to stop soon. I hope this one works, because I am starting to get shakes. Some fear.
Unless your name is Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
Ah.
Although most of that information's dated, though. I think though nowadays with flat packs and snaps and all the containerization, you might be safer on one of those distros. But
yes, but you shouldn't have all that stuff on your daily driver installed.
Well,
But Kali comes with. I don't know.
Kali is huge. It
Yeah,
is.
but
they made
enormous.
changes to Kali to make it more usable as a daily driver. 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
is Kali still using the root account
No,
for
that's
logging
the
in
whole.
by
That's the
default?
whole point. They added non-root user accounts.
That might have been one of the reasons it's always been said not to consider that.
They probably added that account because of the people who were trying to use it as a daily driver,
Yeah.
which they shouldn't. I was going to suggest maybe trying out Mint 21 for the next week, but then I realized that most of the news changes are under the hood, and there's not much to talk about the apparent user experience. For example, how they rebased Muffin to
Blam!
use a
Fuck!
newer version of Matter. Ooh, I don't hear you say that a lot.
Well, I had it working, and then I accidentally pulled one of the cables, so...
Oh,
So it flatlined.
So, no, it's still technically working. It's just the button that I was trying to connect is no longer connected because I accidentally got too frisky with one of the cables.
how do you get the beta?
For Mint, I think
Yeah.
someone said in the Telegram that it was approved for a stable release. Even
It's not. Una is still the one that pops up on the.
yeah. Someone said that it was on their local remote. Let me go to Telegram.
Oh, you go to their blog. It looks like.
Community.linuxmin.com/ISO. Well, it says that it's
Yeah, here's all
approved.
the links on their
Yeah.
blog. Except CE beta release. What? I don't want that.
I would take that any day.
Okay. Yeah, it's a separate blog post for each. There's the cinema.
XFCE.
That's connected, and that's not even the hard one. And yeah, I ruined the whole board doing it, so I had to switch to the next one. Now we test one last time, and it works. And push the button again.
I'm gonna do a nuke and pave on here when 21 proper comes out. I'm not gonna mess with it till then.
And turning it off doesn't work.
What is that for, Joe?
Just a fucking Bluetooth headset.
Oh.
Ooh, I just looked on the. Basically, there's a a server called Quantum Mirror.hu. It's the biggest mirror in Hungary. Pretty much all the distros use it. And I just went to this Quantum Mirror's Linux Mint stable, and there's Linux Mint 21. It was uploaded 4 days ago, the ISOs.
Well, that doesn't mean it's stable. It just means that it's available on that.
Yes, but it's in the /ISO/stable/21 folder directory.
Well,
I'm making my own custom Bluetooth headset. That's all.
if it's stable, let's see if it's in the update manager.
No, you're making your life harder, but not harder. More complicated.
Yes, I'm making my life more complicated.
Oh, by doing an in-place update instead of a nuke and pave.
No, by making my own headset.
Yeah, what he's doing is.
Oh, we know that, Joe.
He's doing the hardware equivalent of an Arch install. Well, not an Arch install, debugging install.
I would even argue, and I know I get a lot of pushback on this, but I would even argue that you ought to do a nuke and pave on an Arch install every so often. I always have.
That pretty much defeats the purpose of a rolling release.
But, well, I don't know.
No, you still build up cruft over time. You still test out applications.
If you're the kind of me where you're trying every little thing you hear about, then yeah, you're going to build up a lot of cruft, and it's good just to clean it all out. And because the other thing is, Arch will save, like if you do an upgrade and they do something to the config files, it won't just by default merge the configs the way apt or one of the RPM based ones does. It creates a separate file, and then you got to go through and do all that manually, and which I almost never do unless it's something that I know that some new thing that it's got that I'm not getting the advantage of. And so you end up with hundreds and hundreds of what they call pack new files, which is just basically, instead of merging it, it just creates a new one.
Well, I have Fedora and Arch on my desktop. Fedora, basically, I don't mess with it a lot. It's just there to work. And Arch, it's basically, sometimes I feel like trying out something, I install Arch, and I just delete it a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Then a few months later, I also, right now I wanted to try and get various way to work with NVIDIA drivers, and the only place I could do that was Arch, because there were specific packages in the AUR that help you do that. So for example, the default Sway package still doesn't work, but I built Sway from the AUR from source, and I managed to log in, but I didn't have a cursor. But then there was a package called Sway-NVIDIA in the AUR, and if I use that to start a session, the cursor magically appears and everything works. I have no idea the person who created it, what they did, but they somehow managed to optimize Sway for NVIDIA. I don't use it for anything. I'm just happy that it works.
Okay, this is super stupid. Check this out. Okay, I'm gonna push this button. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not shutting off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is it not turning off? I'm shorting the button.
Oh, God. I'd rather be shot in the foot.
But there's a sure way to turn it off, but that would turn it off.
I don't care. No. I can disconnect the battery, and that would be fine.
Take it outside, throw it in the dumpster.
Ah, ha, ha.
Are we talking about an expensive pair of headphones here?
No, these are like $4. These are the ones that I bought like a whole crap ton of for like $4 each, and I'm making different headsets out of them.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for the past couple of shows. I'm wearing one right now. I'd show it to you, but I'm busy.
I still think just.
This is way too much work for a Bluetooth headset. I really don't care what you think about it.
Yeah. No, I'm want to continue the.
There, now it worked.
You should. You should reinstall Arch every now and then, but I think that does defeat the purpose of auto inquiries, because it almost feels it's like what Fedora does. They're point release, but you still get updates.
Well,
look, this is the last one I did. With MMCX connections, a larger battery, and it's using the original casing. Now I want to get rid of the original casing, and that's what all this fun work is about. And I knew this would be the hard part, is getting rid of the casing and making my own. But this switch is now working until the next time I accidentally fucking yank it out.
Well, guys,
No,
really...
no, it's not. God damn it. Watch this shit. If I can get it to turn off again. I got it to turn on. Okay, so it turns off. And then I got this button here. 1, 2, 3. There. And then now, same button again. And it works. God damn it.
Whenever you tell it it's not going to work is when it works.
I'm sure there's some sort of metaphysical law that just made that happen the way it did.
It's a stress detector. All electronics have them.
Alright, so that is working. And now all I got to do is do it twice more without breaking it.
But a human brain is electronics. Kind of.
But for now,
Sort of.
I got the shakes.
Neurons rather than wires, so that doesn't count.
For now, I got the shakes.
But
I'm
my
taking a
brain
break.
shuts down rather often anyhow.
You been drinking coffee, Joe?
No, I've been staring at really small things and doing really small solder joints, and I need a break. And I need some nicotine, and I need some caffeine. I need a break before I kill something.
You need to work on some.
You leaving, boss?
I think so.
You okay?
He's tired.
Well, I'm not entirely okay, and I am tired. As I told the other guys, my wife is pretty sick. It does not appear to be COVID, but I can't get her to even take the damn test. And
Why not? Is she afraid it might be?
I have no idea. She opens the package, she looks at it, she doesn't do it.
Schrodinger's sickness.
Well, I'm sure she's got a really bad cold, and I hope it's not COVID. What I've got is apparently a really bad cold because I have tested for COVID. But it's a sore throat, tickle trying to become a sore throat for the most part, and some sinus issues. But I'm controlling it halfway decently, and I will be okay. But she doesn't take care of herself on that.
All right.
Bye.
Bye
Later,
now.
Moss.
Good luck, Moss. Get feeling better.
All right, so
You got a
should
week in
run
one day.
sudo apt auto remove on your sinuses every now and then.
here is the 20-hour print that I just
My
finished.
sinuses are running out.
What is that?
It's a Gridfinity tray for small screwdriver bits with
Oh.
a slot for your screwdriver as well for my desk. So, like, this Gridfinity piece sits on my desk. This Gridfinity tray sits in it, and then I can add in, like, this one holds USB. I'll put that next to it. So I don't know if you've checked out Gridfinity for 3D printing, but it's pretty
I
cool.
have not. I don't get into it because I don't have one, and I'm afraid if I really start digging into it, I'm gonna be on a
It's another
spending
time suck.
spree again. That and the money. The money.
Well,
oh my gosh, the money.
Honestly, 3D printers aren't that expensive anymore. $200 for a 3D printer?
probably wouldn't go that cheap though.
Well, yeah, you can go to the moon if you really want to.
Yeah. I gotta get off of here. I gotta go
Yeah.
make dinner.
All right, so we got everything figured out, and I'm taking a
Yeah,
break
I
from
suppose.
soldering.
So, what if? So is the show topic just Kali for next week?
Yeah, I'm going to stream.
And
I'm gonna stream my. I got it in a KVM, and I've already tested it to see how good it would work, and it works
he's gonna
fine.
run the innards.
You're going
Yeah.
to stream what?
The Kali running in a
The
virtual machine, and we're gonna talk about some of the things you can do with it. And some
On the
things.
show?
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember the vast majority of people listen to the audio only.
listen to the show. Yes, and he will keep that in mind while he's talking
That's-
about this stuff.
That was the first thing
This
I
is-
brought up when we came up with this idea. I have to be.
This is
as,
something that the grab bootloader episode didn't go well. That well with the audio only version.
I think we probably should mention to people that are subscribing to the audio only. It might be worth mentioning. It would be worthwhile to go and catch the YouTube version.
Yeah, I wanted to say that when in the wrap up we say that our next show is then and then, it kind of sounds like we were referring to when the next episode comes out, but maybe we should specify that our next, because in other podcasts like BL, they say when they explicitly say that they record live and anyone can watch and stuff like that. So maybe we should do that as well. Maybe most people are just not aware that we record live.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think we ought to make it a point. Maybe write it into the template to mention that the roundtable is welcome to everybody.
We'll see. I try and see what I can do with that.
Yeah.
Are you doing the editing for 392?
I got it up in front of me right now. It's a behemoth because I've got to go through it. Josh Thacker's track is full of echoes because he must have had his headset cranked up. Because
has anyone followed up on the email from the guy who said he would volunteer to be the editor? Victor,
Joe.
I think his name was Victor.
Can you hear us, Joe? Joe was the one looking into that, so I don't think he's got his headphones on. He's clearly
Joe's away from microphone.
Yeah. Joe is the one talking to that person.
The name of that person sounded kind of Hungarian.
No?
Let me try and see where it was.
Let me get back with you on that later on.
Yeah.
Norbert, I gotta get out of here.
All right.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.